The spirit of 70s classic rock isn't gone. It's alive, it's loud, and in the hands of a new generation. In this video, we're checking out 5 modern rock bands keeping the 70s classic rock totally alive. And make sure to stick around, because by the end, you will hear a French duo making massive classic rock with just 2 instruments. But let's dive in. The band Feel was founded in the US in 2023, but they've already dropped 4 EPs, and the latest one, Into the Sun, came out in 2025. They play this cool, dirty rock with a swagger and a vintage bite.
Well, it was not so long ago when I was running for the door. Time ain't moving slow, I ain't wasting time no more.
What I love is how honest this sounds. It's just riffs, attitude, and that loose groove that feels straight out of a 70s garage. It's rough around the edges in all the right places. So if you like bands like Led Zeppelin, or maybe even later time bands like Black Crowes, you need to check out the band Feel. And there will be a link to all the bands in this video in the first comment below, and I'm actually throwing in as a bonus 2 more bands that are a little bit older, but I think you might like if you like classic rock. The Retrograde were formed in 2023 in the US, and they dropped their debut album, That's the Spirit, in 2024. And they mix this kind of 70s blues swagger with later days hard rock. With this band you get those big riffs and those dramatic choruses, great guitar solos and raspy vocals. So if you're a fan of bands like the Black Crowes, maybe some of the Aerosmith stuff, early Lenny Kravitz, maybe even some early Bon Jovi stuff, then you're gonna like the Retrograde. But it's time to get a little bit less polished, because this next band is full of mystery, fantasy, and it's totally analog. Tanith were formed in 2017, and they're based both in the US and the UK, and they released 2 full-length albums, the last one being Voyage in 2023. Tanith's music is this mix of 70s hard rock with early heavy metal, and it's played with retro amps onto an analog tape.
Like a tiger in winter, you learn to adapt. A tiger will always survive. Gather your wits and the strength that you have. It's the will of the snow, tiger to strive.
What I like here is the authenticity. It all feels somehow warm, human and real. And the male and the female vocals mix really nicely here, and the twin guitars, they bring that extra magic. So if you're a fan of bands like the Blue Öyster Cult, Thin Lizzy, maybe Uriah Heep, you're definitely gonna like Tanith. The next band feels like it takes you on a journey through space. It's cinematic, melodic, and filled with stories. Hällas have been around for a while. They were founded actually in 2011 in Sweden, but they only started releasing albums in 2017. And they made 3 full albums, and the last one, called Isle of Wisdom, came out in 2022. They call themselves adventure rock, and they mix this kind of retro-prog with the vintage synths, organs, and make this kind of cosmic atmosphere. Their music feels filled with tension, story and melody. It's very rich, and it feels like it transports you to a different world. So if you're a fan of bands like Rush, Thin Lizzy, maybe even some Jethro Tull, then you're definitely gonna like Hällas. Let's go from outer space to total chaos, because this next band makes big classic rock with just 2 instruments, organ and drums. Now, just before we get into that last band, somebody asked me the other day, where do you find all this stuff? And a lot of it actually comes from you guys. When you comment on my videos, I check everything out. But there is also my playlist, New Metal Rock Weekly. Every Friday, that gets updated with all new metal rock from that week. And there is a link in the first comment below, so you can follow that playlist. But let's check out that crazy band, because in 2018, 2 brothers in France founded the band Moundrag. One plays organ, one plays drums. They've released 2 full-length albums, and the last one, called though I think that means two or deux in French, came out just recently.
Emotions all across space. I got to be, I need to be the first man of the room. Dreamer, open up your mind, open up your soul.
How is this just two people? I mean, obviously the overdriven Hammond takes up a lot of space, but I also feel that the drums do a lot of job here. They're not just playing the beat, they're filling up the rest. So if you're a fan of bands like Deep Purple, Atomic Rooster, or just any loud, heavy psychedelic rock, you're gonna like Moundrag. So I'm curious, did you know any of those bands already? And do you have new bands that I need to know about? Drop me a comment below. And I make those videos all the time, so now might be the perfect time to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next drop. But if you want more right now, then up here is a video about 6 new classic heavy metal bands. They're playing that classic 80s heavy metal that we all love, and you need to hear those bands.